Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, let's start talking about Extreme Rules. And for this, we had instead of doing the usual, I'm watching it on a stream kind of thing. Dace ordered the pay-per-view, so a bunch of us went over there. Urban was one of them, so we'll talk about how into the matches we were and all that as well. But let's start off with the pre-show that we didn't get to see because when I tried to click on the YouTube page, we saw The Miz say, I want to say something, and then the feed cut out. And then by the time we got it back up, it was basically The Miz getting pinned. So, I don't know. Mike, did you see this or not?
Yeah, I did.
Alright, so what the
Uh,
fuck happened in it?
but well, what I did, I managed to actually watch as part of the stream package that I got. So I didn't actually watch the YouTube feed, but it's probably got something to do with WWE and YouTube. I don't know what the hell happened. But
Maybe.
as soon as I hit the YouTube feed, prior it was like had Cole and Matt Striker talking about the bloody pay-per-view. So I went back, got a stream that actually had the match on it, and watched it. It was a nice little back and forth. Santino getting the win with the Cobra. It wasn't an amazing little match at all. It was one of those bog standard basic matches, and it kind of left me feeling sorry for the Miz.
I felt sorry for him when this match was announced.
Yeah, it's like he's so much better than this, um, and I think they just don't know what they're going to do with him. Not at the moment.
It's gotta be something like that, or he pissed somebody off or something.
You
Because they're
might,
not utilizing him at all.
yeah, he's either pissed in someone's cornflakes, or they just basically just have too many top stars at the moment. They don't know what to do with, which is probably the general consensus. Um,
What I
what I
don't
would say,
go ahead.
what I would say that maybe Urban was saying about giving him a bit of time off, but I don't believe that. I think what they need to do is maybe turn him face because they are lacking in terms of the face department at the moment in comparison to their heels. They've got an abundance of heels. Maybe have him in a program with Laurinaitis as well, help Cena out, something like that. During his match with Laurinaitis, have something so that the Miz redeems himself in some sort of way. Because I'm not a fan of his current angle of him just losing
Well, I'll touch
every
on
day.
that. I'll touch on my idea with that in a second, but what was your idea that you were having, Urban?
Mine wasn't necessarily an idea as much as a general complaint that you spend $50 for the pay-per-view and they don't even give you the stream. You have to watch it on your laptop. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, why didn't they have that on the pre-show of the pay-per-view itself? That what you're talking about?
Yeah, did they have that for WrestleMania? I was actually at Mania, so I didn't see it.
I don't.
WrestleMania, they just had a shite load of commercials.
Yeah, they kind of just ran promos for the Cena feud and everything like that. Like they're more obsessed with let's show you the thing that we showed you every week to try to get you to buy the pay-per-view, but for the most part, that's not going to get the people to buy the pay-per-view.
Yeah, but by that day you either are or aren't buying it.
Right. You're not going to look at that and be like, "Oh, this looks so amazing. Let me plunk out $60." If it was 20 maybe, but well, that was a whole other argument. But when it comes to the face thing, I wish that Miz would turn face and feud with Jericho because he's not doing anything with Punk anymore. And Jericho's certainly not going to feud with like Trent Beretta. You know what I mean? So why not turn Miz face, have a feud with Jericho? Those two could have a hell of a microphone feud, even just right off the bat. So I wish that they would do that, but because I wish that, that means that they won't, and instead they'll have Miz against like I don't know, fucking Titus O'Neil or some shit.
A Jericho feud would be interesting. He could keep up the whole everybody's taking what I did aspect if he wanted to feud with the Miz, but he'd have to do something to turn face first.
Right. Maybe even just save Punk, have like Jericho come out and wrestle one more match with Punk, and do something along those lines. Have Daniel Bryan and Jericho team up against him. You know, like how they usually do the thing where the new number one contender costs the person their match and hits their finisher afterward or something like that. You could have Bryan come out, attack Punk, Jericho, continue with that, and then the person who makes the save is the Miz. Next week, you have a tag match between Punk and Miz and Jericho and Bryan, and voila.
There you go.
There you go, WWE. Give me a job.
Good idea. Therefore, won't do it.
Right.
Yeah, the whole necrophilia thing just wasn't anything. Mango had nothing to do with it. Give him a job.
Right.
Hey, they've done that angle before.
Right. Yeah. That probably will hire you because of that instead.
Then probably will. They'll be like, you know what? You're an ideas man, Michael. You're an ideas man.
They're gonna like you're an ideas man. How do you feel about incest angles? Let's bring back Birchall and everything.
I'll be like, hell's yeah. Let's get actual brothers and sisters to do it. Yes. Reality television. Why not?
If they're doing an incest angle, that means Heath Slater's going to be on TV more, and I'm not a fan of that.
Southern rock band. He rocks.
One man sexual assault band.
Well, normally I break up each match into a different segment, but I figured we wouldn't talk too much about that or the next one, so I'm just throwing it all into the same one here, and that's the Falls Count Anywhere match between Randy Orton and Kane. Uh, I don't know. I mean, it was a little too generic for me. To start off the pay-per-view at the very least, I thought in theory it was a good idea to start off with this, but they didn't really do anything, so it was kind of just bland.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of it. It was I didn't mind Ryder coming in and smacking Kane around a little bit, but it just didn't it didn't have anything. As I said from the beginning, Kane's return has been a big part of shit since he's come back. And you can sugarcoat him, put a mask on him, hell, you can put the Pens diaper on the guy, and he doesn't have any of this quality that he had prior to leaving. So I just think they need to either look at the drawing board and think, you know what, maybe we need to do something with Kane, or
Turn him face and face Jericho.
they just need to do something
Kane's
with these
copying
guys.
me.
Orton's supposed to be the company's number two guy, and he's doing nothing. And I don't want to see him in the world title picture because at the moment I really just want these two guys to disappear. I'm sorry to say this because they're not really useful at the moment at all. Give them like an extended leave,
What, Orton or Kane or both?
both.
Well, they just both kind of came back from leaves.
Well, I hope just give them more leave because it's just there's not really any use of having these two about at the moment.
Orton's too big of a star to leave off the show.
Especially for the SmackDown Live events. Apparently, they're like depending on him.
Really?
That's why Orton hasn't fallen into the same thing where they use him on Raw constantly.
Oh, well, then get him to feud with someone who's actually worth their freaking dime of like it was worth their shit. Because I'm sorry, having him against Kane, it's not really working at the moment. The whole feud is lackluster.
I think it's pretty much over, so that's good.
Thank God for that.
It was a good match for Raw. It was not a Extreme Rules pay-per-view quality.
That's a good way to put it. If it would have been on Raw, it would have been decent. But like I worded it in the review, I won't remember it in a month that it existed. Pretty much, and that's it. But it wasn't like awful. It wasn't something that TNA would do.
TNA review match.
Yeah. The thing with the Ryder though, I didn't really like that much. I liked how they had the continuity of him coming out to attack him, but when he did nothing to him, and then he just kind of like slinked away and left. It kind of made Ryder seem like the little kid that stands up to the bully and hits him, and then the bully's just like, all right, well, eat this, and headbutts him and knocks the kid out. For all the people that work in elementary schools and see that all the time, headbutts from bullies. Sounds like a sponsored program. Uh, but
Definitely pushed Ryder down even further.
yeah, I don't know why they
Yeah,
seem to be so against it.
He had to have
I
done
think you know
something.
what. If I would utilize Kane at this point, I'd have him go against Ryder and have Ryder win. Just give him some sort of redeeming, quality to his whole feud because at the moment he's not doing shit all. You know.
Yeah. All right, well, that's it for that section. We're going to go into the next part and talk about Brodus Clay versus Dolph Ziggler, which I didn't think we'd talk too much about, but got to break it up at some point. So what the hell, why not? Check out part 4 coming up.